So I tried to beat all the innervations for the forearm and hand into my head with zero luck. So I tried to look for some patterns to see like if I could find anything, and this is what I found. So there's two parts to this kind of, I guess, system. And the first part is there are some outliers that just really didn't fit into any category that you kind of just have to commit to memory on your own. But I tried to make this list as least extensive as I possibly could. So for the median nerve, if you can remember that it's innervated by the pronator teres, then that's the only individual muscle that you have to know is innervated just by the median nerve. There's also the anterior interosseous, which is a branch of the median nerve, which innervates the lateral or the radial half of the flexor digitorum profundus, the pronator quadratus, and the flexor pollicis longus. So just commit these to memory for anterior interosseous and remember that it's a branch of the median nerve. For the radial nerve, I made an acronym called BATE, B-A-T-E, and that just stands for the brachioradialis, anconeus, triceps, and extensor carpi radialis longus. Those are all innervated by the radial nerve. And additionally, with the posterior interosseous or the pin nerve, remember that those are innervated by the supinator and the abductor pollicis longus. And once again, the posterior interosseous or pin is a branch of the radial nerve. And then the last part of this, remember that the ulnar nerve innervates the ulnar half of the flexor digitorum profundus and the flexor carpi ulnaris. All right, so now that you know this list of outliers, let's say you're trying to find the innervation for the flexor carpi radialis. So you check this list and you don't see that specific muscle on this list. So if it's none of the above, you move on to the next part. And these are some of the systems that I use to kind of group each individual muscle together. So if you have a muscle in mind, ask yourself, does it originate at the common flexor tendon, or is it a part of the LOAF acronym, which stands for the first and second lumbricals, opponens pollicis, abductor pollicis brevis, or flexor pollicis brevis. Basically just a majority of the thenar intrinsic hand muscles. If it fits into any of these categories, they are all innervated by the median nerve. And like I said, the common flexor tendon, the flexor carpi ulnaris originates there, but we have already counted that out because it's a part of the first part of this. Additionally, if the muscle contains the word extensor, it is innervated by the posterior interosseous nerve. So extensor indicis, extensor tigiti minimi, extensor digitorum, all innervated by the posterior interosseous nerve. And then finally down here, if there is any intrinsic muscle of the hand that is not innervated by the LOAF acronym that we established earlier, that is the ulnar nerve. So the ulnar side lumbricals, palmar or dorsal interossi, all of the intrinsic hand muscles are innervated by the ulnar nerve.